The Tipping Point with Mike Tipton is brought to you by Dubby. What is Dubby? Dubby is a clean energy drink that is made to give you focus with no crash, jitters, or angst like those other energy drinks have. They also have no maltodextrin fillers and don't use artificial dyes. Dubby contains vitamins, amino acids, a nootropic, and 150 milligrams of caffeine. Dubby's products are made in the USA in an FDA-inspected facility that strictly adheres to GMP manufacturing guidelines. All of the flavors are unique and custom-made by Dubby, and you'll never taste our taste anywhere else. The best part about it is they're affordable. Dubby's drinks come out to about $1 per drink, much cheaper than Starbucks or any of those canned energy drinks. To learn more, visit w.gg.com/discount/MRTipton33 and place your order today. Use promo code MrTipton33 and save today. Dubby Energy, be better. What's going on, everybody? I want to tell you about my new friends over at Cleverman. Visit them online at becleverman.com. What they gave me was the energizing face and beard scrub along with the Cleverman face scrubber. And trust me when I say this, the energizing face and beard scrub smells amazing. Combining it with the face scrubber, making sure that your boy was looking as good and sexy as possible, opened up a whole different sensation in my face that I haven't ever felt before. I felt so clean, so fresh, and so clean, like Outcast said, and it helped me feel like I was ready for my day. Make sure you visit them online at becleverman.com and follow them on Instagram at clevermannyc. The link is up in my bio if you want to check out all the amazing products they have. Visit them online, becleverman.com. It's Friday. It is time for a TIP VIP Friday. Got my dude Agustine Pimentel hanging out with us. We got B. Strilla hanging out with us from Detroit and Rock City, Motor City, hanging out with us, having a good old time. I saw none of the Arizona Cardinals versus Seattle Seahawks game yesterday, and I feel like I'm the winner here. Like I didn't have
you are.
that horrible football game.
It was horrible.
Basically, by the Cardinals, yeah.
It was like watching a bad Smurfs movie.
A bad what?
Smurfs
movie.
Aren't all the Smurfs movies bad? Like what kind of grown-ass adult uses that as a reference?
I'm just saying it's a bunch of little people running around the screen. And
think about it. Augustine kind of looks like Papa Smurf, so you mean.
Hey, that's what was the girl's name? Girl Smurf?
That's Augustine's Tinder profile name is Papa Smurf.
Damn.
Hey, Papa Smurf had he had a lot of action. All those little Smurfs. Come on,
Smurfette. That's her name.
There was only one female Smurf.
Yeah,
singular one.
That's all he needed to populate the forest.
Papa Smurf was a conductor, is what you're saying.
I'm glad you said it that way because I was about to go a whole different way.
Actually, I am too. That was one of the most boring things. It was like watching an Adrian Brody movie. That's how bad that was. Yep, that's how bad that was.
I've got to watch an Adrian Brody movie now to understand how bad it was. I'll take your word for it. Strilla, again, the Cardinals, Kyler Murray getting bit in the ass because he just can't seem to beat any of the teams in the NFC West. He's 2-9 now against the
Seattle. He can't see over the freaking line.
Between him and Marvin Harrison dropping passes, man, I don't know what's wrong with Kyler Murray. It's like Kyler Murray gets in these modes where he can either be feast or famine. He'll get back there behind the line. He'll throw darts. And then next couple of games, they'll pass rush him pretty good, and he'll start falling apart. It's like, dude, there was one set where one drive where he just threw the ball, overthrew a ball, underthrew a ball, and was like he was running for his life. It's like, dude, what's going on with you, man? You played in the NFL for 8 years. You haven't seen any of this before. You're scared still. What's going on? I don't understand it. Maybe it's time for a new quarterback for Arizona, because that dude ain't it.
That's wild to think that Kyler Murray's been in the NFL that long. Like, it feels like it was just last week, but and this kind of goes back to the question. Like, it feels like Arizona's just done a bad job at drafting, right? Like, I know you all are telling me, like, don't get on Marvin Harrison Jr. just now. Give him a couple of years before we start giving the questions there. Dude, those drops, like that's a plague. And you cannot be a first-round wide receiver dropping as many passes as he's dropped in just the first couple of weeks here. Like I said, I didn't get to watch the game, but I saw a lot of recaps, and it's all about the drops that Marvin Harrison Jr. had. So, like, the question's got to be asked. I know it's year 2, but that's not a problem that you can fix. I've never seen a dude that has a problem dropping the ball all of a sudden get it fixed.
Well, one good thing about rookie contracts, too, is I think, 4 years for him? I think he got him for 4 years, and then he's got a 5th-year option. If he continues to do that kind of stuff for the next couple of years, he ain't got to sign him.
Yeah, he'll be in the CFL or the UFL.
He'll be somewhere, but he ain't going to be in the NFL and not on the Cardinals.
So on the flip side of that, so what you guys are painting the picture for me right now is that Arizona was just bad. Was Seattle any better? Were they good? Like how'd that go?
Well, Seattle was really good in the first half, and then I don't know what happened in the second half, because that's when Arizona decided to say, hey, there's a football game here. I'm trying to play this game, And then it got close at the end, and then Seattle kicked the field goal basically to win the game. But it was, JSN didn't have a catch in the first half, which was fine, because they really didn't need him. Kenny Walker, Walker was running pretty well. That tight end, that rookie tight end, what's his name? Augustine. What's his name? That one tight end that they got. Toggle Vogt. I forgot what his name is. Yeah. And he was balling out. So they really didn't need. And the defense played well. They had 2 interceptions in the first half, a fumble recovery. They played Kyler Murray pretty well in that first half. It was the second half that bit him in the ass. So I don't know what happened, as far as that's concerned. But, and the Cardinals, much to, I'm sure their fans' delight as they try to come back at least. Marvin Harrison actually caught a couple of good passes in that second half.
Yeah, but that slant you're talking about where they just took it off his hands, that was embarrassing. That's when I went, that's when I went, something has to give. Either the NFL is thinking about expanding. First, make these teams good. How about this NFL? Jeez, man.
I mean, but every league has teams that are bad, and like if you look at it right now, Seattle's 3-1, Arizona's 2-2. That's a better record than the Dallas Cowboys have, right? Like that's you just want to give yourself a shot. Hey, I mean, you can put your hands up like that, but like the Dallas Cowboys, that's the marquee franchise. That's the one that everyone talks about. I've done my best not to talk about them this week.
Because you have the star on your head, and you just came out with the Cowboys from that wasn't left field. That was where the Chihuahuas play, up over there where there are no seats.
Oh no, so what I'm saying is like they're still kind of in it. Like it's super early this year. You kind of expect Arizona to be a little competitive. Clearly, they've got problems winning games in their division. So that's something that they've got to that's a major hump that they've got to try to get over. But Seattle, again, like I have them as the second best team in the NFC West, and Sam Darnold's playing okay, right? Like 18 of 26 for 242 and a tutty. Like as long as he's a game manager, and like you said, you got Kenneth Walker doing his thing, you got Zach Charbonnet doing his thing. Mm-hmm. That's all you need. You have a nice balance there. You've got some targets for Sam Darnold, and with Arizona, you can see if they just get out of their own way, they can be a solid enough team. It's not like they don't have talent. It's just they seem to get in their own way all the time.
Are you talking about the Cowboys or
no? The Cowboys are just an absolute fucking dumpster fire. Like that's I mean, I was hanging on by a thread when the season started of being like, this is going to be a really bad team. You guys saw me. That like the bipolar was hitting hard. They're going to be okay. Well, they probably won't, but they're, maybe there's hope. There's this and that. No, all the hope is gone. You lost to the Chicago Bears the way that you lost to the Chicago Bears. I'm on the ship. I'm sinking with the ship, but I'm like those violin players on the Titanic right now, baby. I'm just singing a song until we sink.
That's sad.
But I mean, look at
them. Okay.
Oh, I don't want to talk about them. I fucking hate them right now.
You love
hey, Estrella, let's talk about the Cowboys.
Well, it's funny because Cowboys weren't even in my head at the time until Mr. Star over there decided he was going to bring them up. So I was kind of shocked at that. I was like, "Whoa, he's going to bring up the Cowboys after yesterday saying he wasn't going to bring up any Cowboy stuff."
Well, no, the only reason why I brought them up is because like there are teams this early in the season where you could say they have no shot, right? Like you can look at the Giants.
Exactly. You can bring up teams that you can say they suck too.
And that's one thing. So like, even though you're talking about Arizona not being great, like they didn't look great yesterday, that was a boring game. They still have a legitimate shot. And especially because we know that Matt Stafford's got that back injury, it's gonna, at some point this season, it's the NFL. He's a quarterback. He's going to get hit. That back injury is going to rear its ugly head, which means the door is open for any of these teams in the NFC West. I don't know about San Francisco right now. Like, again, Mac Jones playing out of his mind. But how can that be sustained?
Yeah, there's a chance that Purdy might be playing this weekend too.
I wouldn't rush him back. I would not rush him back at all.
Yeah.
Make sure he's 100% before you put him out.
They're losing people left and right every week, so it's going to catch up to them. And I don't think I think San Francisco is like fool's gold. I kind of think the same thing about Indianapolis. Everybody wants to give Indianapolis a lot of credit. Oh, they got Danny, and Daniel Jones has been playing well. Indianapolis has been playing well. But the three teams they beat, combined record is 1-7.
Yeah.
Or 1-8.
And that's the Broncos, you could say, are the only halfway decent team that they beat. Mm-hmm. Miami's bad. Like we talk about teams that don't have a shot. At least the Dallas Cowboys are not the Miami Dolphins, right? And then you got the Tennessee Titans, who are also a bad team. They're on the come up. I kind of like what Cam Ward's been doing, but he's just like he's got to get his mind right. You cannot throw across your body all the time and expect to have a lot of success in the NFL. It's just not going to work out for you. But like San Francisco, I get it, right? Like those injuries, and it feels like we've been saying this about San Francisco for at least the last 3 years. If they were healthy, they'd be XYZ. They're just not a healthy team anymore, man. Like Nick Bosa being out with an ACL injury, that's huge. Like that's a huge miss on the offensive line or on the defensive line. Christian McCaffrey is going to get hurt eventually because he's Christian McCaffrey, and I don't think he's ever played a full season. So, like, that there's going to be these major issues with the San Francisco 49ers going forward. But, like, Arizona, you can see that team has talent. You can see that team has some upside. It's just, I don't know if it's coaching. I don't know if it's personnel or what it is. They just seem to get in their own way.
Yeah, and that of getting in their own way, that's been a big thing this whole this very young season. It's like players that are supposed to perform, they just went, I'm not going to do it this week. And one of your favorite players, and I dare to say one of the elite players in the NFL, CeeDee Lamb, that first week where he played without his hands. I mean, that's a prime example of just how players, coaches, everybody is getting right in front of themselves and going, don't do it. Or whatever to say.
Right? Like CeeDee Lamb in that game, I want to say had 11 receptions for like 120 yards. So he was there. It was just at the last point of the game. And
where it matters.
Yeah. And so somebody had brought this up earlier in the week saying like CeeDee Lamb just isn't clutch. Right. And it's kind of showing that, right? Like I can't think of a moment. at the end of a game where the Dallas Cowboys have leaned on CeeDee Lamb to get a win. But you're right. Like you have a lot of guys like if your record against a team is 2-8, you cannot go out there and throw 2 interceptions. Like you just can't. You got a ball out of control. And if you're Marvin Harrison Jr., like what Crooked Commish is saying, he needs to be more consistent for being a wide receiver number one.
Mm-hmm.
If you're Marvin Harrison Jr., the ball hits you in the hands, you got to catch that ball, man. Like help your quarterback out.
Because he needs a lot of help.
Which is crazy because like Trey McBride, we can all say is one of the best tight ends in the NFL. So like they have targets. I know they're missing James Conner, but it shouldn't be that big of a blow. Like Trey Benson's okay, and Kyler Murray is a very mobile quarterback. But for the fact that they only had 89 rushing yards as a team, you're not going to beat anybody like that if you're the Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah, the Benson is not anywhere near Connor, what Connor is to him. So, I mean, he's okay, but he's a spell guy at the best. I don't know. Arizona's going to have to figure it out because they're going to be getting to a gauntlet pretty soon, and they're not going to, this is going to tell me if they're going to be able to be the second best team in that division or not. I mean, I still think that San Francisco is one of those fool's gold teams that they're going to eventually go to the bottom. Seattle might be a surprise. I'm thinking that one day they're going to get beat pretty bad, but their defense is playing well. Sam Darnold is playing pretty well. I mean, everybody, JSN, he had a pretty good second half in this game. So
now the question is also, are the Vikings going over Sam Darnold right now?
I don't think, again, I feel like the Vikings are quarterback proof, right? It doesn't matter who the quarterback is. It could be me and you out there with my limp noodle arm, left-handed passes all day long, and Justin Jefferson's going to make me look good. Like if they can make Carson Wentz look good, they can make literally anybody look good. And like obviously we're going to get to see how Carson Wentz looks this week when the Vikings are in action in London,
in Dublin.
There we go. Yeah, in Dublin taking on Pittsburgh. And this is the thing, like we're not used to saying this. The Pittsburgh Steelers defense is bad. So Minnesota should be able to get yards, should be able to get points. Like it should be one of those games. And if they're not, then I think you start getting the questions of, man, maybe we should have kept Sam Darnold. But just thinking about this, if Seattle's able to keep this up, Sam Darnold would take 2 teams to the playoffs in back-to-back years, which would be absolute. This dude was written off going into last. Again, remember, J.J. McCarthy gets hurt, and everyone's like, oh, Sam Darnold's your quarterback? You're done. You're done. All they did was win 14 games. And I get it. Like, that's not all Sam Darnold, but you got to give him a little bit of credit here. And Tommy saying, my daughter just got accepted to college, guys. I am so proud. There we go. I love to hear that right there. Congratulations.
Yeah, that is
good job, Tommy. Good job, buddy.
EPCC is a good place to start. Just kidding. Congratulations.
When you see Agustine, Tommy, smack him. That's what you got to do.
He's going to do that, yeah. We got to record that one, too. Mm-hmm. But
I'll record it for some. That's content, baby. Content all day. I'll be recording it. I'm good.
Yes, Mr.
Smack her around the world.
Northeast Cholo slaps middle-aged man.
Who's he going to slap?
You. Are you middle-aged? How old are you, Augustine? You're like 45?
Yep, exactly.
Dang.
I'll be, and this is the kicker. By the way, happy belated birthday to the one that's makes this all possible, because she's the one who actually works. Happy birthday, Destiny Tipton. She she turned 19 yesterday.
I get what you're doing there. I'm more comfortable with like 22, right? Like,
yeah, let's not make it awkward here.
Yeah, let's bump that. She's old enough.
Yeah, let's bump it up.
We can go with that one.
Yeah, she turned 29. I'm sorry.
There we go. That's better.
Yeah. But
it's always 20s. It's always in the 20s, Augustine.
Yeah.
Lower 20s. It's always the lower 20s.
I feel like I need to do the show from the shower now with how dirty that made me feel. That wasn't even my joke.
I think we all need to get off and take a shower after that one.
Yeah, Augustine's getting off all right.
Hey, getting up at the shower, that's a great thing for you guys. But anyway.
I don't know.
Okay, so obviously yesterday's game, a boring game. We can all attest to that. I'm so glad. Like, I was trying to watch highlights last night. Whenever I got home, I couldn't get through the highlights. I tried watching highlights before the show started today. I could not get through the highlights. I don't know if it's just me being an asshole. 95% of that has to be me not caring about either one of these teams.
Yeah.
But just reading things and seeing like this was such a boring game. I feel like
I fell
we gave
asleep in the third quarter
than what it needed to get. Let's talk about some of the games that are coming up here. Jackson Dart is going to get his first start in the NFL against what I think all of us agree. And like, I feel like it's almost a consensus throughout the United States right now. In a United States where we all disagree on everything, we can all agree the Chargers defense is really fucking good. Why would you do that to Jackson Dart?
Right.
You hate him.
And an excuse that people use for that, Jackson Dart folks in New York. Oh, well, he's got to show what he can do against good defenses. Okay, I can buy that to a point, but if you're dead, then you're not going to be showing nothing to any team. You know what I'm saying? You got no offensive line. You know, everybody wants to put everything on Russell Wilson about how bad he is. Okay, but yet his offensive line is not good. So you can't just in the running game. They don't have their starting guy Tracy. He's out. And they got Scatterboo playing. Now, Scatterboo hasn't been doing a bad job, but that offensive line is it's horrible. So, like I said, I'll pray. I'll send a prayer out to Jackson Dart because he's going to need it.
And Scatterboo reminds me of a little Allstott, you know. And you said about 2 weeks ago, he's just a battering ram. And I didn't realize, as Tipton said, how small the guy is. I mean, well, small compared to every other NFL player. But my goodness gracious, that kid can run.
Well,
yeah.
So my fear with that is like it's cool to be a battering ram, like that's awesome. That's not going to have a long career. Not in today's NFL, man.
Yeah, not when you're 5'6". If you were 6'2" at 250, maybe that could work. But at 5'6" and $110, it's kind of hard.
And that's what I was going to say. He's 5'11", 216. Like in college at Arizona State, like he looked like a decent sized running back, and then you see him in the NFL, and you're like, wow, that's how are you going to be able to sustain that style of running without adding some more weight? Because whenever we look at runners that are like that, like the Marion Barbers, right, like those type of guys were at least 6 feet tall, but like 230, 240. You know what I mean? Like those were real battering rams. I feel like this dude's just going to run. And this will be the last year that we hear of the name. You know what I mean? Like, because he's going to have, like, it feels like he gives himself a concussion on every damn play. Like just every damn play.
Well, we got to remember the best running back. Play. The best running back ever in history, in my mind, was not that big either. His name was Barry Sanders.
Yeah, but Barry Sanders wasn't out there initiating contact with dudes with his head down. Like Barry Sanders was elusive and fast and quick and able to do all this stuff. Cam Scatterbo's out here just running with his head down into a brick wall every chance he gets. Like it's not a smart way to run. You cannot spell Cam Scatterbo without CTE, and that's what's going to happen to him.
Damn.
Yeah.
Do that to that guy.
Yeah, I see what you did there. That's pretty good. But
why do you got to do that to that guy?
But I think
we're watching CTE happen and we're celebrating it.
I think he'll learn. I think he will learn.
CTE is in existence until somebody actually dies and they find it in their system, which is hilarious. So you have to die in order to have CTE.
We have to be able to cut your brain open and be like, oh yeah. Instead, like we're watching it happen. We are watching it happen. This guy is running into brick walls with his head down time after time, and we're all sitting there like, oh, that's awesome. And then one day, whenever it's like, man, Cam Scatterbo can't walk, and he has mush for brains, we're going to be like, how did that happen?
Are we looking at Beastrill as a changing of the caps and? You're just
I had to, man. The other one was not looking very good, so I had to put it. So anyway,
He's got to.
Anyway, you weren't supposed to be seeing it. Don't we worrying about a little trivial stuff, Augustine? Leave you alone.
Fashion Week.
Bringing the sex appeal, Augustine. All right, he's saving the show with his sex appeal.
Yeah, man. Right. Fashion Week with B. Strilla.
Yeah.
But I'm looking at the Giants' schedule, right? And we say it's a bad idea to start Jackson Dart in this game against the Chargers. Maybe against the Saints, right? Like that would have been the game that we put him against the Saints, build some confidence up. But then you look at what they have coming up next. The Eagles, the Broncos, then the Eagles again. Like that is a gauntlet for any quarterback to go through. Now you're putting a rookie quarterback in there and just saying, you know what? Let's add the Chargers to this mix as well, because that's going to be a way to build your confidence.
I don't know, man. The Giants are going to giant, you know. I don't get them trying to put – I mean, next week they play the Saints. Why don't you put Jackson Dart in that game? And I don't mean no disrespect to the Saints, but they're putrid. I mean, Seattle just destroyed them the last game, and they've been in some close games, but look at the teams that they played in those close games. So, I mean, that's where you want to start off at, a lighter defense, and the team that's not playing for too much. Whereas the Chargers are trying to kick everybody's ass, so I wouldn't put my quarterback in that position where he's running for his life most of the game, because that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, basically. Mr. Fashion is right.
The most fashionable of us. Okay, so
about that.
We can all agree the Giants more than likely, barring some sort of miracle, dropping to 0-3, the Chargers improving to 4-0, expanding their lead in the division, because we got to remember this. The Chargers are 3-0 on 3 straight divisional games. Well, they opened up the season with the Chiefs, the Raiders, and the Broncos, and they look to be the best team in that division right now. Pittsburgh, Minnesota, are we excited about that game? Are we going to watch that game? I know it's a little easier for you being on East Coast time. That's a 7 o'clock kickoff here in El Paso.
I ain't getting up to watch that shit. I mean, I get up early anyway. I got to be up early anyway because I do a show from 8 to 10. So I'm going to miss most of the game anyway. Well, an hour of it. So, I mean, if it was a normal circumstance, I probably wouldn't be up watching that. I wouldn't be getting up till about 10 anyway. I don't know, man. Minnesota, I hope they do. I mean, this is a game that I don't know what team is going to show up. It's supposed to be a home game for Pittsburgh, but it's in Dublin. Would it be weird if you were watching that game? Is it too early to drink a Guinness?
No. So that's what I do. Like, I will wake up early. My family will still be asleep. My goofy ass is up at like 6:30. I'll make something to eat, and I'll have a beer right there watching the game because, hey, the NFL, whenever I die young because of the amount of alcohol I've drank, you can blame it on the NFL for having 7 o'clock starts on a Sunday morning.
1-800-GET-HELP.
That's right.
You ever tried to watch a football game sober? It's boring as shit.
Right. Well, especially, depending on the teams you're watching. Yeah.
I don't drink.
That'll be one of them.
Especially if it was last night's game. I'd have been hammered. Yeah. That's the only way to enjoy that. I would have came in today and been like, man, that game was amazing. I don't know what you guys are talking about. 23-20? It came down to the wire.
Have you ever watched a game on Guinness?
I drop LSD before I watch the Cardinals.
Right.
And then I love to see the Cardinals advertising for the LSD, the only way to watch us.
Oh, Lord.
Again, can't spell Cardinals without LSD. There we go.
Right. Oh, that's awesome.
I'm finding all kinds of ways to enjoy sports these days, guys. A game that I think is going to be super interesting, a battle of 2 3-0 teams, the Philadelphia Eagles taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That to me, hands down, has to be the game of the week, right?
Yeah, it's a game of the week to me, yeah.
Why isn't that game on prime time on Sunday? That's my question.
I agree with you 100% because I feel like the primetime game that we're going to get on Sunday is not going to be good. I know the teams that are playing in this game, and it's going to be extremely one-sided. You
get Dallas and Green Bay. What are you talking about?
We didn't have to mention their names. It's not going to be fun. It's going to be just the tip of my pain.
I just want to put the tip in.
It's time for
Just a Tip.
That would make me uncomfortable.
Promise that it ain't too much, but just enough. Just a tip. Just a tip.
Just the tip. Just the tip.
It's time for Just the Tip.
Just the Tip is brought to you by our friends over at www.myhappynuts.com. Let's say you're a quarterback for the opposing team and Micah Parsons is chasing you. Your nuts are going to be sweaty as you're running all over the place. So what do you got to do? You just got to get a handful of that comfort cream and lotion them boys up because you're going to be in the cup running for your life. www.myhappynuts.com. Use promo code Mike Tipton at checkout and save on all your male grooming needs. I hate that I love them. Then now we're going to have to go up against Micah Parsons on a Sunday night with the entire world watching. I fucking hate this team.
This commercial brought to you by Brokeback Mountain.
You love to hate this team.
I love to hate this. No, I hate that I love this team right now.
Yeah.
The Philadelphia Eagles and the Tampa
Yeah, you
Bay
hate to love
Buccaneers.
this. Yeah.
That's going to be a super fun game, right? Like it feels like, and people forget this, even though the Eagles have won 17 straight games, their last loss came around this time last year to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, a couple of years ago in the playoffs, ended the Philadelphia Eagles season. It might be, hyperbolic for me to say that maybe the Buccaneers have figured something out here with Philadelphia, but this is going to be a super fun game. And I don't know who to choose here because it kind of feels like a coin flip on this one. So I need you guys to kind of show me which directions you're going in.
I'm really not. Tampa Bay does have Philadelphia's a number, but in each of those games, Tampa Bay had Mike Evans in them, and that's a concerning factor for me. I think that he's not the greatest receiver in the NFL, but he's definitely far not from the. He's not the worst. He's upper echelon. He's like the top 10 receiver in the league right now. He's consistent. He gets third downs for Baker. I know Godwin's coming back, and I also know that they still got Ibuka, and Ibuka's been playing really well. So I'm trying to think that if that might off-center Mike Evans being out of there, and it's in Tampa Bay. So wasn't the last game in Philadelphia when Tampa Bay beat the crap out of them?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, it might be payback time for Philadelphia. I did pick Philadelphia by a slim margin, though. They got a 3.5 point spread on them. Yeah, 3.5 on them. So, I don't know, man. I want Tampa Bay to win because, I can't stand Philadelphia either. F Philadelphia. But Philly, after what I saw against the Rams, man, I don't know.
It feels like they got the sun shining on that ass, right? Like they'll find a way to win these games. Mm-hmm. But you also got to remember, Tampa Bay won off of a blocked field goal and all kinds of like it was a fun game that Tampa had last week as well. Augustine, what are your thoughts?
I think if Godwin was in his third or fourth week back, it would be Tampa because Godwin and that receiving core Baker would be really, really good. But right now, I think it's Philadelphia just because of those little injuries that the Bucs are carrying right now. I'm with B on this one. I think, Philadelphia by 6.
Wow. Okay.
Wow. By that much?
I mean, if the spread's 3.5, you got them winning by 4 at least. So, I mean, it's
all right. I'll go this far. Philly by 7. Whole touchdown.
Oh, the whole touchdown. Not just the tip of it. The whole touchdown.
The whole tip? That was what you were going to say. Don't lie like that.
So I think this is going to be a really interesting game. Not just because of like the teams that we have here, but like the style clash that both these teams have, right? And I know that people, I think the thing in the news has been Drew Brees going out and being like, oh, Philadelphia's offense is boring. I agree. It's boring, but you know what? It works. And until you stop it, why am I going to change it? You know what I mean? It was like dumping the ball into Shaq. You knew what he was going to do, but you couldn't stop it. It was super boring. Same thing with Tim Duncan, the San Antonio Spurs. Super boring, but it got the job done. This offense could be boring, but it gets the job done. That also takes away from the fact that whenever they need to become an offense that can pass the ball, Jalen Hurts is a really accurate quarterback. And they got two really good receivers. Look at that Rams game, right? Like they were down by a lot. And what they do, they said, okay, well, we're not going to run the ball anymore. Let's just shove it down your throat by giving Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown all the targets right now.
Yeah,
And
giving the ball,
get away
throwing it to A.J. Brown is not a bad idea at all.
No. That's a man amongst boys right there. Like it's crazy how that dude plays, and I can't believe the Tennessee Titans were willing to give him up. Like it was so dumb that the Tennessee Titans did that. I also hate the fact that they did it because it's to the Philadelphia Eagles. But then
Bistrella, he reminds me a lot of that famous wide receiver that the Lions had. You know,
Calvin Johnson?
Yeah, he
Are you
reminds me.
freaking kidding me? A.J. Brown can't hold a candle to that guy.
I was about to say, I don't.
Yeah. Don't even put that dude in that same conversation.
No,
I think
the way they overpower everybody is what I'm talking about. Because Calvin Johnson would just kick your butt, and A.J. Brown is doing the same thing. He's just over people. He's actually running the routes correctly. And I think, you know, he's got a little Calvin in him, you know. Not Calvin and Hobbes, but Calvin Johnson.
That's such an old reference, Calvin and Hobbes.
Nobody knows who the hell Calvin and Hobbes is now. That comic strip's been canceled like how long ago?
I was going to say, like, that's awesome. I love it. Don't get me wrong. I love it. I was a fan. I thought it was a good comic strip. But I also can't remember the
best comic strip ever. Calvin and Hobbes was the best. If you're a youngin' out there, if you're a youngling out there, go to where they sell those books and everything. Not Amazon, Barnes and Noble. Go to the comic section, grab a Calvin and Hobbes collection, and read it. You'll be laughing out loud like crazy.
I don't know about that. Like, I think you'll chuckle here and there. I don't think you'll be laughing out loud. Like, I don't think you'll have a maniacal laugh because it's the funniest thing you've ever heard. It'll be fun and entertaining.
I haven't seen any comments in the newspaper when they were in the newspaper that I was laughing over myself on. I mean, I'm a Peanuts guy, so I like the old Peanuts comics too. So, and I got a book of those. I mean, when I was a kid, I was laughing out loud, but now I'm grown. I'm like, yeah, okay.
I'm trying to think of like a comic so I can like give you Marmaduke. Is that a comic?
Yep.
There we go, Marmaduke.
That's
yes,
funny
sir.
you said that because I was thinking Bistrilla looks like he would be laughing out loud at Marmaduke.
No.
It's a big dog. It's like Clifford the Big Red Dog, but it's Marmaduke.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the Philadelphia Eagles, to me, like, I don't think that this is a game that you can be like they're comfortably going to win it, because if they're up late in the game, Baker Mayfield's got magic. Let's not forget all three of the wins that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have this year are all come from behind victories, because that's that team. Now, if there's a team that I would think that could stop them from coming from behind, it would be the Philadelphia Eagles. As Destiny tunes in saying hello to you. We already wished you a happy birthday. Hope that you're having a great day while you're at work.
That's more to you.
Farmers market tomorrow.
The one who actually
there you go. Yeah, the clearest throat on that one.
Dude, I'm struggling. I like being out there. Jesus.
You done shook him up, Destiny.
Being out there in like outside with like all the grass and stuff like that's killing my allergies, and it's like it's all getting to me right now.
Sure.
But again, like the Philadelphia defense against Baker Mayfield, I feel like Philadelphia would be able to stop whatever's going on here. Now, I still want Tampa Bay to win this game, but I don't know, man. Like I know everyone's got their money on Philadelphia, and you know I'm a super contrarian type of person, so I'm going to go with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers here. But like I don't feel super confident in this pick.
Yeah, it's really hard because, like I said, and the offensive line for Tampa Bay, they are missing two offensive linemen. They're missing Godecki and what's the other dude's name? Oh, Cody Mach. So both of them, and Mach is out for the rest of the season.
Yep.
And Tristan Wirth is coming back, so that's good for them. But I mean, Urban did a pretty good job of running the ball. But remember, they played at Jets the last time, and they barely beat them. The Jets have a good defensive line, and Philly's got an even better defensive line. So think about that too. And that's the reason why I kind of picked Philly, because of the decimation of the offensive line of Tampa Bay right now. It's going to be hard for them to run the ball. I think they're going to get to Baker a couple of times, in key situations. So I want Tampa Bay to win too. Trust me. I don't want Philadelphia to win. Like I said,
fly Eagles fly.
Oh, fly somewhere else.
No, but and you're completely right, Bistro. I mean, Baker gets hit way too much. Baker, he's semi-mobile. I like semi-mobile, but he gets hit way too much, and he does not stray away from contact too either. That kid, well, he's no longer a kid, but that guy can still play. But hey, Tip B, what the game of the week this week? And don't worry, Tipton, I'm not going to your what's that ugly thing that you got on your forehead right there. I'm not going to say anything about that. But what a game that's going to, a game that's going to say a lot is the Ravens-Chiefs game.
Yeah.
That game, I think, it's a must-win for both. That's the thing. And it's really, this is a statement game for both teams. Are they back, or are they still going to be, questioned throughout the season? This game will tell us who they really are.
Yeah, neither team at the beginning of the season, we couldn't have imagined a scenario where either one of these teams were going to be 1-3 through week 4. And it feels like if Kansas City falls to 1-3, you've got enough excuses there. Like, look, their injuries, they don't have wide receivers. Like, they're going to get some of these guys back. Maybe, just maybe, something can happen here. We're talking about a fairly healthy Baltimore Ravens team that if they fall to 1-3, they've got to have a ton of questions surrounding them, right? Because you don't have the excuses. Like, you've got your full complement of wide receivers outside of Isaiah Likely, right? Like, but Mark Andrews is still a really damn good tight end option. You have Derrick Henry. The biggest question with them is we've seen their defense collapse under pressure. And the one win they have is against a team that we all say is bad, which is Cleveland. And again, that was a closer game than what it should have been.
Mm-hmm.
Lost in embarrassing fashion on a Sunday night to the Buffalo Bills, having a 15-point lead in the fourth quarter, and just lost it. And then in this Monday night game against the Detroit Lions, you didn't even show up. Again, I get that the score was 38-30. It was not that close. That garbage time touchdown with 20 seconds left is again like just an apparition. It was not a good game for Baltimore. And people can say, well, it was a Derrick Henry fumble in the fourth quarter. Sure, if you want to go on that. That game was dominated by Detroit the entire damn game. If Baltimore falls to 1-3, it's panic time. Like 100% time to panic, because they should beat Kansas City. There's not a question with us right now, right? With the way that Kansas City's offense has been, they should beat Kansas City. But if there's a defense where Kansas City can look like the old Kansas City again, and it's weird to say this about Baltimore, it's this Baltimore defense, because their defense is so damn bad.
Well, Kansas City has beaten Baltimore before. And the Ravens' defense is putrid at the most. They're like almost last in every category in defense right now. So, I mean, if it's a good thing, if Xavier Worthy comes back in this game, which they said might be a pretty good, chance he will. I mean, they have enough running, and they got Patrick Mahomes too. Let's not forget. It's not like they got a run-of-the-mill quarterback back there. He's Patrick Mahomes. They've beaten the Ravens before, and the Ravens been, to me, better than Kansas City a whole bunch of times and lost to them. So it's not like it can't be done. That's the only concern I have for Baltimore winning this game is that defense. Kansas City can run up and down the field on them. It's going to be a long night for Kansas City.
And we saw, and again, it was against the Giants, and the Giants don't have like an amazing defense here, but we did see, especially towards the end of the game there, whenever it was time to ice it down, that Patrick Mahomes and Tyquan Thornton started developing a really good connection there. Now you bring in Xavier Worthy again to take the top off the defense. If he's actually healthy for this game, it's going to cause a problem for Baltimore. But, like, again, this should be a game that the Baltimore Ravens win. And if they don't, that's a horrible sign for them, man. Like, I gotta bring up their schedule. But what are your thoughts, Augustine?
I think you're right, and I think if Derrick Henry can fix his recent fumbleitis that he has got this year, you know, he because he's been fumbling in some really key situations, and when they're driving deep and need a possession and probably need some time off the clock, he's been fumbling. But the positive on that is that he knows, and then he's taking steps to fix it. But I don't know what you do to fix fumbleitis.
I mean, that's Derrick Henry has as much fumbles this year as he had all of last year, right? Like, you feel like he's going to get that fixed. So for me, it's just you got to keep feeding him the ball and trust that Derrick Henry's going to hold on to the ball, because history has shown us that Derrick Henry holds on to the ball. If it's something that continues, like let's say we go 6 weeks into the season, he's got 6 fumbles, then maybe we start asking the questions. But I think it's way too early to say that he's got like fumbleitis or something. That's Derrick Henry, and we know he's a man. He's a man amongst other men. Like, he's going to be able to handle his. I think you just trust him.
Big, beefy man.
He's a big, beefy man.
Rock hard, man.
Slapping beef with other big, beefy men. The way I say
I just wanted to get to that point. But, you know, it's not really the fumbles that bother me about Derrick Henry. It's when he's fumbling. He fumbled all in fourth quarters. Every single game was in the fourth quarter. Dude, is it because you just think that the game is over at a certain point and you're just not trying? I don't understand where the psyche is with him in the fourth quarter and fumbles. You know, I don't know. He's got to get that correct, though.
So you look at the Ravens schedule. They have the Chiefs right now, maybe a get-right game next week against the Texans, because that's the Houston Texans, and they are bad. I told you all they were going to be bad. They are bad. Then they've got the Rams, the Bears, another get-right game with the Dolphins, the Vikings, who have a pretty good defense, and then, of course, the Cleveland Browns and their defense. So there's a couple of games here where you could say the Ravens should get those wins, right? Where it's the Dolphins, maybe the Bears, and definitely the Texans. But that Bears offense that we've seen, if they're clicking, and your issue is secondary coverage like Baltimore has, like Dallas has, the Bears can punish you. And that, to me, isn't the game where you can look at. And if the Ravens lose this Sunday and drop to 1-3, there's a real possibility that by the time they get to that Vikings game, that they're like 3-6 on the season. And if at that point in time, like that's not where any of us had, like, we all thought this was going to be the best team in the NFC North, like or AFC North. And we thought that this was going to be a Super Bowl contending team. If they wind up being 3-6 at that point in time, the season's done.
Yeah.
And they've shown you nothing to have faith that they won't be that bad.
Yeah, they got to get that defense shored up. They are missing players too, Matabuke, and of course Van Noy. He's not playing either. I don't know if they're coming. I think Van Noy might come back this week, but I don't think Matabuke's playing this week either. So it's going to be more of the same. But like I was telling people before, oh, they didn't have Matabuke. That's why the Lions. No, when they had him, they weren't doing good on defense. Him and Van Noy. So, I mean, you're not telling me nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Lions would have still beat them with both them players in there. I'm you know, it probably been a closer game, but they still would have beat them. They just don't have the defense.
You could blame it on injuries all you want, right?
Mm-hmm.
Every single team in the NFL is injured. Even in week 1, teams are injured in the NFL. This is the only sport where injuries are the most common denominator between everybody, right? Like everyone's got them. That game was still so dominated. Again, I get that the score was 38-30, and people are going to say, Tip, that's a one-score game. It was not that close. Like, it was, you got to believe, if you watch that game, it was an utter domination by the Detroit Lions over the Baltimore Ravens. Everyone on this show, we all have a team that we love. And then the second team that we love are the Jacksonville Jaguars. They are taking on the San Francisco 49ers. Jacksonville 2-1 on the season. Duval taking on the San Francisco 49ers that are somehow 3-0. San Francisco, a 3.5-point favorite at home. Can the Jaguars shock the world, guys?
No.
Jesus Christ, this guy.
He was setting you up so good for that, and then just Strilla goes,
no. Shit all over my chest as though you were, as though I was Johnny Depp.
That was not a pretty picture, Dave.
Be Strilla, Amber Heard Strilla.
I don't want to even. I'm not on your fan page, bro. So nobody even go there with that, okay?
Mireya Reyes saying that she thinks the Jacksonville Jaguars can shock the world. Again, if there's a time, it's now, right? Like maybe Brock Purdy's still out. Mac Jones ain't the guy. The defense isn't going to be as good without Nick Bosa. Like you need, like it's not easy to replace Nick Bosa. Ask the Dallas Cowboys as they replace Micah Parsons and can't do jack shit. But you cannot replace a guy like that, right? And Jacksonville, sneaky good. Like they got a lot of weapons. They have the same issue that the Cardinals have, where Brian Thomas is dropping a lot of these passes that he should not be dropping. But they've got a pretty decent defense. They've got a pretty decent offense, and I think that they can pull this out. Again, I got them winning the division. As crazy as that, I still got them being better than Indianapolis. I think Indianapolis is going to come back to earth because Daniel Jones is your quarterback, and you can't – like Daniel Jones is not going to be this all season long. Like there's just no way it's going to happen.
Like
but Jacksonville
Indianapolis 1-8 against against 1-8 teams. So they're 3-0 against 1-8 teams. So that's all together. and then Trevor Lawrence has got 4 interceptions. Trevor Lawrence is being Trevor Lawrence. And that's the reason why I think San Francisco is going to beat him. I think Jacksonville is going to be good for the division. You might have that point there, but they're going to be good for the division. At that point, they might get a playoff berth, but they're going to be, jettisoned as soon as they get in the playoffs anyway. There's just nobody in the AFC South that I have faith in, period. Nobody.
And for a lot of people, that team would have been the Texans. And I think all the good faith and the good favor that the Texans built over the last year or so has gone out the window. That team, again, you can look at them, they're not a good team. And CJ Stroud looks like he's – and I get it, the offensive line is bad, but CJ Stroud looks like he's taken a massive regression back.
Yeah, he looks like I don't know what you compare him, because he was really high up there, and then it's like somebody took the ground off his feet and he's just nose diving to the ground.
But that happens a lot, right? Like how quick were people to crown RG3 as like the next great thing, and then defense. And I get it, RG3 injuries, stuff like that, but defense has figured him out. And it's the same thing with like any of these quarterbacks. Like we're so quick to call these rookie quarterbacks generational talents, but you don't know how it's going to pan out, right? Like Bo Nix last year looked really good. This year, Bo Nix looks like a below average quarterback. And I get it, we're only 3 games in, but that's a huge regression. The same thing with Jaden Daniels. I know there's the injury there, but Jaden Daniels hasn't been blowing you away this season either.
Mm-hmm. Well, I know why Bo Nix hasn't been good. Because his passing coordinator is our offensive coordinator.
And that offense is looking really good. I know people had questions about that offense. The last 2 games, you're averaging 40 points a game. That's a pretty damn good offense.
Yeah. I think we can tell people to shut the F up about the offensive and defensive coordinators. Okay.
Are you talking about your Cowboys, Bistro?
No, we're talking about the Lions. There's no Cowboys involved in this, and that's Tip's profession there, the Cowboys. So I don't have nothing to say.
The Dallas
Because
Cowboys.
I had big aspirations for the Cowboys, but that just went down.
The Dallas Cowboys, 1-2 on the season, coming off of a very hard-fought loss. I mean, they just the last-second loss to the Chicago Bears. It wasn't a blowout at all. It was a very hard-fought team loss here that the Dallas Cowboys went through, taking on the Green Bay Packers, who were absolutely obliterated by the Cleveland Browns the other day. Absolutely embarrassing way that they lost. Not even competitive in this game. The Dallas Cowboys, to me, are in trouble, guys. Like, did you guys know I was hanging on? I was hanging on by a thread that this team could be good, and they just are not. I feel like this is going to get ugly fast, and it's going to be like watching a massacre. Like we're all going to be like we're going to be like old boy from Rocky. Throw in the damn towel. That's what we're going to be doing. Like it's not going to look good. Can you guys talk me off the ledge here? Because
no,
yeah, I didn't think so. Like maybe Strilla just because
I can try to talk to you off the ledge, but I don't know if that's kind of like the same thing that Tommy was trying to do to me yesterday with the Tigers. It ain't gonna happen, Tommy. I'm already past the ledge.
Hey, but you know what? The Tigers got a win yesterday. They're tied for the division again.
I just hope they lose the rest of their games. It's just embarrassing at this point. Stop winning. You just go out of playoffs, dude. Because once you get into play, you're gonna get massacred when you get into playoffs. So stop. Just stop. Just lose. Get Hinch fired. Whatever the hell you got to do. Just don't do it. Leave it alone.
I love where we are currently right now in the baseball season because we have two divisions that currently have ties at the top with the AL East and the AL Central. And like, at least with the AL East teams, you can talk yourself into maybe, just maybe. But the AL Central, like I'm with you, be like, I like Detroit, but like I feel like something massive had to happen there to have this style of a collapse. And maybe they get up off the mat and they dust themselves off and like this is a wake-up call and they go into the playoffs and start dominating. But man, that was hard to watch.
Right. I'm with you on that one, Crooked Commission.
Step back from that ledge, my friend.
Jump.
Oh, look, he's flying. I think we all agree here, as much as it pains me to say this, that Mireya Reyes is going to be happy. The Green Bay Packers are more than likely going to dominate this game against the Dallas Cowboys. And again, I feel like it's another season of at least you could talk yourself into a couple of years back that maybe a couple of bounces, things go their way. Last season and this upcoming season for the Dallas Cowboys just feels like, can we make it to the end of the season and get a top 5 draft pick, please? Like that's all I want. Like no career-ending injuries. Let's just make it where we need to be to get a top 5 draft pick.
You sound like an FCS school trying to go to one of these SEC conference schools and going, just don't get injured, get the money and get out.
Yeah. So everyone needs to pay the Dallas Cowboys to put them on the schedule right now because this shit just ain't fair. Like the Division II college roster that the Dallas Cowboys are trotting out there right now is not going to hold a flame to all these good teams. Mireya Reyes saying then they can draft someone they don't need. The Dallas Cowboys are good in the draft. I don't understand.
Yeah, they are.
Oh, Tommy Cananza must be on some others. He was talking about how Agustine was drunk yesterday because of all the weird comments that Augustine made.
He did say it was in an alternate universe, so give him credit.
Yeah.
He didn't say it was going to be 50-3 in real life. He just said an
Tommyverse.
alternate universe.
I like that. The Tommyverse. Step into the Tommyverse. I'm with
Tommyverse.
I can just picture Tommy talking with Neil deGrasse Tyson. In string theory, there are alternate universes, and in my universe, it's The Cowboys 155.
I have 30 universes, and in 29 of them, Dallas wins.
I like that. I'm going with you on that. There's 32 universes out there, and the Dallas Cowboys win in 31 of them. The Dallas
There you
Cowboys
go.
are dominant in all of these other universes. It gives me hope. Guys, I want to thank you so much for joining me on today's show. I appreciate it. Got nothing but love for you guys. We'll see you all later.
Go, Pack, go.
Peace.
God, I fucking hate